everyone, it is Dani'i and welcome to this update video. So as I promised in my update video yesterday, I would actually go into the updated graphic from the Climate Prediction Center in today's video, and we'll be taking a look at just that. It is showing that an active pattern is going to be starting again in the Atlantic Basin, just as I've been talking about for the previous updates that I've done. However, we're kicking things off looking at the infrared satellite imagery of earlier this morning. We can see pretty active in parts of the eastern states, few spots in Central America, Northern South America, and even the Caribbean. In some places in the southeast, there has been some showers. There's been thunderstorms as well. You can let me know what's happened for you. And we've got a newly marked tropical wave off the African coast. So overall, we're seeing a bit more activity compared to a couple of days ago when the Saharan dust was just so dominant and stabilizing the atmosphere. So we weren't seeing much, but we are seeing that slowly starting to change, signaling that, hey, we are progressing to when that active phase is really gonna be kicking in. And as we take a closer look at the Caribbean region, a couple of thunderstorms offshore Jamaica and Haiti in that general area, and there's been some rain moving through parts of the Lesser Antilles. Even yesterday, in parts of the ABC Islands, there's been some downpours. Again, you can let me know what's been going on for you. And throughout today, it's going to remain a bit active for parts of the Lesser Antilles, especially the Windward Islands. So anywhere from St. Lucia southward through Grenada, Trinidad, Tobago, Barbados could experience some additional downpours. Northern South America also going to be active. It's a similar thing for parts of Central America, including Panama, Costa Rica, sections of Nicaragua, especially in the east, and even Honduras. The offshore islands, San Andres, Providence, may also experience some downpours, and things get a little bit drier further north. We're seeing that this map doesn't get so colorful, which indicates less rain. So some of those darker, or rather more vibrant shadings of red indicate rainfall amounts probably just around an inch or so. Then for the Cayman Islands, Cuba, the Bahamas, a few spots in Jamaica, Hispaniola as well, going to Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, there could be some downpours. Some areas may experience a quick heavy downpour, especially as we head to the afternoon hours, but a very significant rainfall event is not likely to be widespread across the area. And as I showed you, parts of the eastern United States are active. Now, there are those signals, as I mentioned at the start of the video, of us seeing things really resume in the tropics. So we've been having a break since Beryl and of course Chris developed after Beryl formed in the Gulf of Mexico. It didn't last long, but Beryl was the main talk, or is the main talk of the season thus far, and the story is far from over. Let us look at the latest graphic from the Climate Prediction Center. So we're going to be looking at the outlooks for both weeks being depicted here. We have week 2, the week of the 31st of July through the 6th of August. So really the first week of August. And then we have week 3 going from August 7th through the 13th. Now, there's a lot of shadings going on here, but we are focusing on the right side of the map where we have the Atlantic Basin. So let's zoom in for a better picture. So for week 2, again, that is the week of the 31st of July through the 6th of August. So middle of next week to the following week on that Tuesday. Here's a closer look. Now, where we see these red and white striped areas, or even just a solid red shading, indicate the probability of seeing tropical development. And the shaded area shows a general track of where we could see whatever is trying to form actually go. And then we have the green shadings indicating the probability of above average rain, the browns indicating below average rain, and even those yellow mustardy shadings you're seeing there indicating the chance of above average temperatures. So we can see that most of the Caribbean islands, Lesser Antilles, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Jamaica, parts of Cuba, the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, Hispaniola, within this red and white striped area. We could see one of our new tropical waves coming off, try to get itself together and take advantage of conditions. And right now, as I mentioned, it's been very dry and stable out there, but we're starting to see things slowly getting a bit more active in terms of these robust areas of showers and thunderstorms. The Eastern Pacific and towards Central America will likely be active as well, with above average rain as well as development. So there are 2 marked disturbances over there, and models have been showing that we could see something form. But those systems generally move out to the west and not really pose a bother for anyone. However, I'll keep my eyes on and that's nothing imminent though. Then as we head to the week of the 7th through the 13th of August, we see the area, the main development region headed to the Caribbean, still highlighted with that chance of development, that probability of seeing tropical cyclone development take place, a chance that's higher than 20%. So I am expecting that maybe by sometime next week we'll actually have somewhere being marked by the National Hurricane Center. So formation is not imminent, but we're starting to see the models slowly suggesting that, hey, we could actually see things get favorable. And if we should go back to the satellite imagery, as we have these tropical waves coming off and increasing the moisture across the main development region, that's going to create a more conducive environment for the future tropical waves to actually get themselves together, because the dust has been dominant for some time, for over 2 weeks. So with these tropical waves rolling by and really clearing the air sort of for the future tropical waves, that's going to kind of help to favor the environment for tropical cyclone development. So let's go ahead and look at some model data. We have the Euro ensemble members. Now this goes out to next Friday on the 2nd of August. Notice that we're seeing all these L's, and we're seeing a good number of them. These are different members. The more members we see indicate a higher chance or more of a probability of actually seeing something develop, especially if the the subsequent runs are consistent with the amount of members picking up on something forming at a particular time. So up until that point, we could see one of the tropical waves coming off of Africa make its way to the vicinity of the Caribbean, potentially the Bahamas, and try to develop into something once the environment favors it. Mind you, the sea surface temperatures are well on their way, so once there's a moist environment in the mid and low levels of the atmosphere, coupled with favorable upper level winds that are not too strong, then that is what we call a conducive environment for development. Also, limited land interaction, because if we have something traversing through Puerto Rico, a low pressure system with its center passing through Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, going near Cuba, that's going to disrupt the circulation. So that is one of the reasons tropical cyclones weaken, because if they move over land, they may encounter mountainous terrain that disrupts the circulation of the system, as well as cut it off from its source of fuel, which is those very warm surface waters. So we've got the Euro members picking up on that, a lot more of them, especially compared to the past 2 days or so. And then we have the icon. We're looking at this graphic here. So the icon is also suggesting that we could see a tropical wave, maybe not as a developed system, but maybe as a robust wave making its way toward the vicinity of the Caribbean. This is for next Tuesday. So what I showed you for Euro goes out to next Friday. So for next Tuesday, this is what icon is showing. Now, as it pertains to seeing development with this specific model run here, when we see these black lines being in a circular manner, and we see that L, that is representing a low pressure system, which can be your tropical cyclone. In this case, we're not seeing a closed low level center expected by the icon at this time. So it's not showing anything developed. However, it is a noticeable tropical wave that that's going to be approaching the vicinity of the Lesser Antilles. Then as we head to Wednesday, the 31st, last day of July, closing off, we see icons show that still a lot of moisture associated with this tropical wave as it makes its way toward maybe the west, northwest, or northwest. So we'll definitely have to be watching for these new tropical waves emerging from the African coast. Again, there is no imminent threat, but we're likely to see things resume as we head into next week. We could see a new area being marked by NHC around that time. But of course, guys, I'm here to keep you posted as per usual. So I just wanted to show you what the latest is, what our models are suggesting, as well as the updated graphic from the Climate Prediction Center. So as I've been talking about over the past couple of days, it's slowly coming to fruition where things are going to be resuming. There are stronger and stronger signals that are indicating such occurrence, and so I'm going to keep you posted as necessary. And that is it for today's update video. I trust and hope you found it to be informative. However, if you have questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll get to you once I have the chance to do so. And remember to always be weatherwise.